Okay, just wanted to go over a few things. Mandela effect versus deja vu. What's the difference? The Mandela effect is someone changing something in the timeline that's more personal, uh, that will be more personal the closer that person changing it is to you. What does that mean? Okay, like Nelson Mandela, for example, is someone that we knew worldwide. You know, the whole world knows who Nelson Mandela is, or the majority of us. Um, and in the 80s, a lot of us, including myself, remember seeing this on TV, them reporting that while he was in prison, he died. Watched the burial, watched his mother give a eulogy that was really beautiful, the whole deal, right? We remember this happening. But then all of a sudden, Nelson Mandela wasn't dead until much later in life. That's why it's called the Mandela effect. It's named after him for that very specific reason. There's a whole host of other things we could name that affected us as a worldwide community, right? Or at least nationwide. It will affect nations, these Mandela effects. So this is ripples in time where time travel has happened. People have went back in time. They've changed one thing, and through the butterfly effect or the ripple effect, other things simultaneously were changed as well. The closer this person is to you that is changing things in the timeline, the more it will affect you personally. That's what I meant by that. Down to the point that you could be in an alternate reality where um, you don't have any family anymore or whatever, right? Deja vu is an alternate universe, similar to radio stations and TV stations, how you have to be on a specific frequency or wavelength in order to pick up their show or their program. Universes are the exact same way. So you exist in this universe, in this dimension of this universe. The dimensions all have a different frequency. The universes all have a different frequency. Every planet has a different frequency, just like every person has a different frequency. Uh, Even with the many worlds theory, and there be a multitude of worlds that exist, each one of you that's in a different world has a different frequency. Okay? Um, and in some of those worlds, maybe you don't exist at all yet or ever. The reason I say that is because we are all creators. And so our God could have very easily, if all of my stuff is accurate, which science still has to catch up with me to prove, but we have the one God who creates the group of people with the ability to be creators. It can be a handful. It could be two. Two. You could just create two, Adam and Eve. Put them on a planet, provide them with all the things they need, food, water, drink, whatever, whatever they need, shelter, but give them the ability to be creators, limitless creators. So then they begin to go forth and multiply and create. With every new species that they create, they've created another creator. So, for example, I have 7 children. I've created 7 new creators. And every thought and every opinion and every belief and every obstacle and every limit or limitless ability that they feel they have within them creates their reality, creates your reality. Let's say that we sit and we daydream about another reality and the way another world could be. Or in our dream state, we're creating a new world, a new environment, a new place to live. Then you just did create that other world because we're creators. Similarly to the way that I say we give power to certain idols or deities or even famous people, celebrities and the likes, by deeming them greater than us, higher than us. We give them power, or even that they're real. Okay, let's take the devil, for example. Do I believe in a devil? No. Do I believe there's evil? Yes. Do I believe there's demons? Yes. One devil? No. No, I don't believe in that at all. But that doesn't mean he doesn't exist, because other people do believe in him. So they have given rise to his form. Do you see? Much like the test of the geometric shapes on the plates, they put the salt or the sand on the plate, flat plate, apply sound to it, and it creates a shape. And if you apply 5 separate sounds, 5 being the key, just like that one video I just did recently, 5 different sound vibrations applied all at once gives rise to animation within this sand. It animates it to where it's spiking up in a 3D, 4D pattern, not just shape on the plate in a 2D, barely 3D leveled pattern. It gives it energy. It gives it life, because you're a creator. So be careful what you believe in. Be careful what you wish for, because you do, in fact, create things. You can create the monsters, and you can create the gods. True story. True story. Okay? So, when all of us are creators, and we're all looking at all of these different vantage points that we can imagine within our mind or view with our eyes, we're creating new worlds, new worlds, new worlds, new worlds, new worlds. And before you know it, there's a bazillion different worlds. And you can exist in many of those worlds as a different person. And I know that's hard for a lot of people to wrap their mind around. But much like the Sudoku game, is that how you say that? Sudoku? You know, the game with the numbers. You got to figure out which number goes where in the graph. It's like 3 and 3 for a total of 9 in the graph or something. Much like the Sudoku game, once you know, you can begin taking pieces from these other worlds of you, or things in that environment around you that you desire, that you would like to achieve or to have for you in this reality. It's kind of like having a main you, a real you, and then a bunch of carbon copies of you, right? So you can take from these different timelines, these different dimensions, these different frequencies or stations, right? You can go to those other timelines and say you have a perfect leg in that timeline, but in this timeline, your leg's all jacked up. You can bring that energy of having that perfectly healthy leg into this timeline and apply it here, if you know how to do those things. This is called healing on a quantum level, or reorganizing on a quantum level. It doesn't have to be physical. It doesn't have to be health related. It can be anything in your environment. But the point here is that you can pick and choose from these different timelines to improve upon a specific timeline. Or you can continue to fit those new pieces into your one timeline until it is, in your mind, deemed complete and whole and perfection. Of course, you'd have to be an awful wicked alchemical master to do that in one lifetime. I think it would take a multitude of lifetimes to achieve that personally. But the point here is that you could begin to do this if you understand this wisdom that I'm trying to teach to all of you. Now, in order for you to be able to do anything that I'm trying to teach you, it has to begin with an open mind. It has to begin with deciding to control your environment in some way, shape, or form, even if it's as simple as breaking a habit or making a new one. So first you have to have a goal, right? Once you're open-minded, first you have to have a goal. Then you have to focus on those steps to achieve the goal. So let's say my goal is to just go brush my teeth. What are the steps for me to get to another room to go brush my teeth? I have to get out of my chair. I have to walk out of my room. I have to travel down the hallway to the room that is the bathroom where the toothbrush is. I need to pick up the toothbrush, put it in some water, put some toothpaste on it, begin to brush my teeth, right? Like, follow those steps through. You are so used to brushing your teeth that you don't think about those steps anymore. You just do them. Everything else can be that simple too. Literally, it can be that simple. It just takes a little tweaking of our habits, our habitual patterns, repeat motion, right? So let's say you want optimal health. What would the steps be for you to have optimal health? Do you smoke too much? Do you drink too much? Do you overeat? Do you not exercise enough? You know, whatever in your mind it is that you need to do to resolve getting to this optimal health, right? So then think about what those steps would be, okay? I'm not going to just totally quit smoking, but I'll cut back on my cigarettes. So now I'll pay more attention to the time between cigarettes, right? Let's say you usually smoke a cigarette every 15 minutes. Now you're going to smoke a cigarette every 30 minutes or every 45 minutes. So you're going to pay closer attention to the clock. Like, you put a plan in place, right? Just like when we're going to play a ball game, the coach puts the plan, the play into place. You have to have it organized in your mind. You've got to have the steps thought out about how you're going to do this. If you're going to a new job, you learn the steps of how to do this job so that you can do it well. You know, so then you're thinking about those steps. You're learning to repeat those patterns. This is the same thing you would apply in learning to become a true alchemist of your spiritual self. So the third step would be to see these steps through in your daily life. So each day that you do this step at least one time, if you've done it once, if you complete your steps that you've thought about and planned out of how you would get to from point A to point B, how you're going to get there, if you think about these steps and you actually apply them at least once, your odds of probability that you're going to do it again and better have already increased exponentially just from doing it one time. Some people, they can do something one time and they've got it. Other people, you know, they say it takes like, what, 18 days or 28 days or some shit like that to break a bad habit or to create a new habit. But in reality, some people can change that in one day, and other people, it may take them a whole year, 365 days. Because it depends on how bad you want it. It's that simple. And if it took you 365 days to achieve it, hey, at least you finally achieved it. It doesn't matter how long it took you to get there. You achieved it. So no judgment on how long it takes you. I'm just trying to teach you to be honest with yourself. Be real with yourself. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How bad? Now, your fourth step is going to be action or non-action, either doing or don't doing, whatever it is that achieves the goal. So let's go through these steps again. You have to start with an open mind. To begin to control anything in your environment, you have to first have a goal. Second, you have to focus on the steps it takes to achieve that goal. Simple as Learning how to brush your teeth or make a pot of coffee. What were the steps? You had to think about them. You had to learn them first. Third, you see these steps daily. Each day that you do improves your odds of probability in achieving your set goal. Every day you're going to think about the steps that have to be made to achieve this goal. And then every day you're going to even take action on making those steps to achieve that goal. So that's the fourth one, is taking the action on it. Moving in the direction of achieving this goal. Either doing or don't doing whatever achieves the goal, right? When I say do or don't do, like if you're trying to stop smoking, the don't do would be, I'm not going to smoke that cigarette before 45 minutes. I'm just not going to allow it. Take control of it, right? So it's the action or inaction that is still the choice. Doesn't matter if it's action or inaction. It's still your conscious choice, your conscious awareness of either doing or not doing, right? You have to have those steps. You have to create markers and put it into like a task bracket so that your steps are leading to or that come from the new behavior that achieves the goal. Seeing it, feeling it, makes it become more reflexive behavior for you. So every time you are seeing these steps play out, really feel it. Let's go back to brushing your teeth. You see yourself walking to the next room to go to the toothbrush and the water and the toothpaste. So you're seeing it, but imagine those sensations of feeling it as well. Hearing the water run, feeling the cold water touch your hand as it runs down the toothbrush handle, feeling the I wanted to say effervescence for some reason, feeling the foaming of the toothpaste in your mouth as you brush your teeth. Feel how your teeth are getting cleaner and feel so much better and healthier, right? Like, think about those things too when you're thinking about those steps, because the more emotional attachment you can put to it, again, you've just raised your odds of probability again. So now it's twice the strength of the odds of probability, because you've put the seeing, the actions you need to take, and the feeling of the actions you need to take into that thought process, and then actually acting it out and doing it. Now, for some people, their goals would be something that isn't tangible to touch or feel at this moment. Let's say you're wanting to make more money. Okay? That's a big one for people. People have their limitations within their self about money. Whatever your relationship is with money, you need to get to the root of that, be honest with you, so that you don't have a lack than or less than mentality if money is truly what you desire. And in order to achieve that money, you have to be in a good balance internally, emotionally, personally, with how you feel about that money and what you would do with that money when you have it, how you're going to feel when you have that money, and really feel that as part of your existence in your daily life, regardless of how bad it sucks right now. Don't look at that. Don't look at that and let it determine where you're going to be. Don't let that block you and put a limitation on your future possibilities, because your future could be a week from now, a day from now, a month from now, a year from now, or 10 years from now. Your future doesn't have to stop growing with your dreams. Just because you achieve one goal doesn't mean you should stop there. You should continue to add upon and expand these dreams, these goals. And reflexive behavior is very important in order for you to truly manifest anything tangible. with zero doubt. So, like, if you're going to exercise, if you're going to start exercising, see yourself warming up before the exercise. Feel how that's going to feel. And then take that a step further and not only see yourself actually doing the exercises, but how are you going to feel after the exercises are over? How much healthier is your body going to feel? How much more of an energy level are you going to experience once you get over that hump of first starting to exercise and you're really in that routine? How is your body going to feel? Feel that. Feel that and hang on to that. That's the true key to manifesting, because you're actually rerouting neurons and hormone production within your body that is geared to setting your goals. All of the things in your body that function are there for the benefit of you, for your survival, your benefit, your health, your happiness, your everything. It is there to be your everything. If you let it do its job. Don't have limits. Blow your mind wide open. Let the floodgates loose, because the sky is not the limit. There are no limits. There are no rules to any limits. The only rule to the limits are the ones that are basic 10 Commandment type stuff, or the 7 deadly sins, right? Gluttony, greed, those kind of things. Those are natural laws that are put into place to keep your negative aspects in check. But your positive aspects, your sacred gift of intuition, is full on open for you to flourish and grow and go forth and multiply. True story. True story. This includes healing yourself, seeing the benefits, the rewards, feeling how you're going to feel once you're healed again. Feel it as if it's already taken place, with zero doubt. If you can feel it and not allow your thought to put any kind of limitation on it, you can have it. You can execute any desire of manifestation and alchemical practice if you learn the keys. Learn the keys. I have lessons. The link to the first one will be below. Blessings.